This video was meant to find you. The universe wanted you to hear this message because it's going to resonate with you. So you are so strong. Like, you are so unbelievably strong. And right now you may be feeling like you're in this period of stagnation. Like, you know deep down that you have this inner strength to you and that you have this desire to succeed and this desire to impact the world, and you know that that's in you. But lately you've been feeling like you just can't find that again, or maybe you've been feeling energetically down. But I'm telling you, you are going into a period where that strength is going to become absolutely abundant. That strength is going to come to the forefront, and you are just going to power through with like this sense of clarity and this sense of focus for your mission. And I feel like you might not know exactly what your mission is right now, but you have this sense, like, you know energetically, like, the gist of it. You know the feeling that you want to bring into the universe. You know the feeling that you want to live in, and you know the feeling that you want to bring unto others in your life. And this is exactly that period of manifestation. The universe is bringing you all of that strength right now. And I know that you know that that strength is already inside you, but you're just like, this is your time to grasp it. And I feel like that there's been so many different times in the past where you felt like you had a grip on that strength and it was just fleeting, like trying to hold on to a dragonfly or something and it gets away. Like, you have had moments where you've stepped forward and you've taken action from that place of strength, whether it was you going into like a new exercise program and working on yourself and physically showing that strength, or you stepped up in a position and you felt like you needed to just rid yourself of any masks that you were wearing so that you could be your most vulnerable self to help somebody heal, or you were coaching somebody, or you were in that guiding light position that you were helping somebody that was down in the dumps so that they could pick themselves back up again. But it wasn't you picking them back up. It wasn't you physically picking them back up, but you using your own energy and your vulnerability to help that person help themselves. And I know that this period for you is definitely going to be a period of strength, like I said. And you may have felt down in the last, who knows, couple days, few weeks, and like you've been feeling this sense of trying to find your focus, and knowing that you have this energy inside you, and knowing that you have this mission to trek forward, not necessarily complete, because it's not necessarily a mission that can be completed, but you are on that path again. And I feel like something has happened, maybe even today, that has made you see, like, there is so much strength left inside of me, and I am not done here. My work here is not even anywhere near complete. And I want you to trust that feeling, because I know that this message, if you clicked on this video, and especially if you're still watching, this message was meant for you. If you clicked on this video, you'll know. If you just clicked off in a couple seconds, this message probably wasn't for you. But if the universe sent you this video and something inside you compelled you to click on the video and to watch the video, this message is definitely for you. And I'm telling you, you are one of the brightest lights. Like, absolutely just a glowing light in everybody's presence. Even when you're down, it's like people love to have you energetically in their field. And sometimes you might even question them, literally ask them, like, why do you want me around right now? But it's inside you. It's just your aura, and it's just something that other people can feel. And even when you can't feel it yourself, you're just constantly emitting this energy and light into everybody's lives and into every room that you go in. And people may tell you that you're magnetic. People may tell you that you're a bright light, that you're like a guardian angel for them. Those are probably things that you hear all the time, because that's true. And that's why this message is meant for you. So I feel like that light inside you, you feel like it's been running dim. But it's not for everybody else. It's just you can't feel it. You're like, where is that light? How come I'm just like the little gas thing at the bottom of a furnace? I don't remember what it's called, but like the pilot light, you feel like you're just that. You're just like a match right now that's like dwindling, or like a candle at the end of its wick. But to everybody else, you're just like a giant beaming headlight. You're just like coming into rooms, lighting everything up. You're helping everybody else. And sometimes you might even have these moments where you're like, how come I can help everybody else feel like they're a bright light, and to help lift everybody else's spirits, but I can't lift my own? And I'm telling you, that is your strength. And this is the time in your life where I feel like you're coming to realize that being that little pilot light for yourself is not enough, and that you want to glow on your own life. You want to shine on your own life the same way that you shine those headlights onto everybody else's life. And I know that you're somebody that cares a lot. And you may go through periods where you try and be more stoic, or you try and become apathetic to the energies around you, and like you don't want to care, but no matter what, you follow through, you show empathy to other people, you're there to help other people, you're there to pick up other people when they need your help, and it doesn't matter how low you're feeling yourself. You're always the person that's going to do that. You're always going to be that helping hand. You're always going to be that bright light in other people's lives that helps them. And you're like, okay, but when is that time for me? And it's time for you to shine that bright light on yourself. And that is where your strength really is. Because sure, you can have that bright light. You can be that bright light and that abundant energy that is just like a source of goodness in other people's lives. You can be that empathetic soul, that empath, that guardian angel for people. But your real strength comes in being able to be that for yourself as well, and to be able to shine that light on you just as much as you shine that light on everybody else. And I feel like you know that. You don't need me to tell you that right now, because I feel like you're already coming to that realization on your own, and you're starting to realize that, okay, the way that I care for other people is the same way that I need to act towards myself. So instead of trying to be stoic and trying to be apathetic and trying to dim your own light, because the pilot light doesn't get to being just a pilot light without a burning flame on its own. It's because you're intentionally dimming it sometimes. And I feel like you know that, and this is your time to just be that abundant flame. Pour the gasoline on that fire and just like rage and burn. And not in a burning like negative way, like maybe there's a sense of negativity in that, just because where there's flames, there's going to be burnt down old endings and new beginnings. And I feel like that flame is not only just going to keep you bright and burning so that you can continue to be the brightest light in everybody else's life, but so that you can be the brightest light in your own, and it's going to burn down that old self of yours. And I feel like this old self that you've been dealing with is like an old self that has these continuing patterns that are like a roller coaster with ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And sometimes you feel like you're on top of the world, and that you're just like in your passion, and that you're working in your purpose. And then just like one little thing, it takes one little thing, just gets in the way, and you're like, okay, just kidding, let's go down the roller coaster again, screaming. So you're going to be always, you know, life is a bit of a roller coaster. There is ups and downs, but I feel like you're going to be entering this period of your life where you're able to go on more of like a kiddie roller coaster, where you're still having as much of an impact. Because think like even kids, when they go on a tiniest little roller coaster, it's still the most fun, it's still the most exhilarating. But you don't need to be exhausted by going up and down on the behemoth, Leviathan, Goliath of roller coasters, because you're learning to have more control over your own roller coaster and your own ups and downs. Because you know that every time that you get to this tallest peak in a roller coaster, that you're just like, okay, one little thing and it triggers you, and then you come flailing down. And whenever you're on that incline feeling where you feel like you're just like going full steam ahead, and you are working in your passion, you're working in your purpose, and that everything is going well for you, there's always been this voice in the back of your head that's like, okay, when is it going to end? When is it going to stop? And you've just seen from patterns, and we're very pattern oriented as humans in our flesh, that we see things and we see the patterns and we're like, okay, it's just going to turn out like that over and over and over again. But you know that deep down inside of you, you are so freaking strong, and that you don't have to go down the roller coaster if you don't want to. Hell, you have enough force that you could keep that roller coaster right at the top of that peak and never go down if you want to. Because you know that those tiny little triggers, that you're choosing to be going down those roads and spiral down when they get to you. But you know, and you have the strength to work through those triggers, because I know that you help other people work through those triggers all the time. And that you know that there's so many people in your life that you come into contact with that are just like at that peak, and they just feel like everything is crumbling down because they've been triggered, and you have been the person to step in to be like, look, this is what you have going for you. You have an amazing family, you have great friends, you have a passion inside of you, and you know what you're gifted at, and it's time for you to use that strength and shine it right back on yourself. Because I feel like you know that this is your time. This is your time, and you don't need to feel shy about it anymore. You don't need to feel humble about it anymore. I know that there's been times in your life where you're like, okay, but why me? Why do I deserve this good thing that's happening to me when such and such a person is going through all of these troubles, or this is happening to people around me, or there's war in the universe, and you're like, why are these good things happening to me? And it's because I feel like, and you know this, and you've probably said this so many times in your life before, because I know that you're the kind of person that's thought about, what if I got everything that I ever wanted? And I know that you're the kind of person that when you've thought about, like, okay, what if XYZ happened and I got all of my dreams came true and all of my financial successes came true? And I know that you've already thought about this, and you've even spoken the words out loud, that you're the kind of person that would give back to your community. You're the kind of person that if you got all of this money because you became like some extremely successful entrepreneur, or that your dreams and passions as a performer came true, or you made it big and famous and you went viral or something on TikTok and you had all this money coming to you, that I know that you're the kind of person that would be like, okay, where and how can I give back to my community? Is there some kind of homeless shelter that I can be giving my money to, because I know that I care about homeless people and I don't want them to struggle? How can I give my money back to the community and help so that animals can no longer be harmed? How can I help the people that are already burnt down and in those positions of struggle that just need a guiding light and a helping hand? How can I be that for these people? Because you know that you've been in those positions yourself, and that when you were in those positions, you felt like you had to do this all on your own, and that you felt like there wasn't anybody coming to save you, and there was no helping hand to come lift you up and guide you to the next place in life. But you know how hard it is to struggle, and you know that there's power in being able to give back. And you know that there's something so precious about being able to help somebody when they're in a position, whether it's a cat, a dog, a human, it doesn't matter. You know, like an organization, a fundraiser, you know that there's always a power that you can have when you're in a position of like financial security and energetic security, when you are feeling confident and in your best self and you have the literal money to help out. You know that there's a power that you can have if you give back and you be that guiding, helping hand. And I know you've already thought about this, and that's why you're not selfish, and you don't need to be humble. You can take everything that the universe gives to you, whether that is good or bad, because I know that anything that comes to you, that you're going to be able to handle it, and you know that you're able to handle it. And why do I know that? Because I know that you are able to help all of your friends and family and everybody else get through those things, because you have this sense of wisdom, almost like a sixth sense. Like when people are around you, that's why they feel so comfortable, because you have this light that shines on them, almost as if they don't have any masks anymore, that people are free to be their most authentic self all the time around you, or that maybe people have told you in the past that you're the kind of person that when they're around you, they just feel so comfortable that it's almost like verbal diarrhea. They just say anything that's been on their mind that they felt like they couldn't even put into words before. And you know that you have that gift, and you may have questioned why or what that's for, but just know that you found this video for a reason, and that's because that is the person that you are. And when I say the goods and the bads can come with you from the universe and you're going to be able to handle them, you can handle all of the success as well. You have no reason to be fearing failure or fearing success, because you're not going to fail. You're the kind of person that you, like I said, you go through those rides in life, but when you're down in the dumps, you don't know when that moment is going to be, but there's always a moment that comes, and it just like is a spark for you again, like pouring the gasoline right back on that flame, and you are straight off going back up that roller coaster again, and you are on your mission, you're in your purpose, and you are ready to go. But you don't need to fear any kind of success either. And I feel like there's always this subconscious like tick where you feel like because you don't deserve this success, or you've never had this success, that you feel like you almost self-sabotage when you're at the top of the roller coaster, and you're almost as if you're looking for a reason. You're looking to be triggered by something so that you have an excuse to go right back down the roller coaster again to that low point where you just can't feel like the energy to go on anymore. But you don't have to feel that. You don't have to be somebody that's afraid of money. You don't have to self-doubt. You don't have to self-sabotage, and you definitely don't need to undervalue yourself. Like, I feel like there's people in your life right now that can see all of your value, like monetary value even, but you're constantly the person that's like, no, 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 I can't accept your money for that. What I'm giving you is not worth that. And I'm telling you that in this period of strength, when you're shining your light on yourself, this is your period of time where it is time to open the floodgates and allow that channeling through the universe of money, like literal money, value, wealth. This is your time for that. And it's because when you look at your friends and you look at everybody else in your life that you can see their monetary value, it almost drives you nuts to see them short selling themselves. But you don't do that for yourself. Like, you look at yourself and you're like, no, of course I'm not worth this monetary value for this because I'm not providing anything super special. But for the people that are seeking out your services and want to work with you in any capacity, they already see your value, and the people that are meant to work with you are willing to pay the price because they just want to trade value for value, and they don't undersell you the way that you undersell yourself. So I feel like you're seeing your friends, and you may have a friend that is like a painter, for example, and they do abstract art on canvases, and you're like looking at them trying to sell their art online, and they're trying to sell their pieces for like $20. Meanwhile, you know that they spent like 12 hours painting that canvas. You may have even sat there with them, watching them paint and watching them in their energetic field, bringing their gifts, their physical gifts to the canvas, and seeing like how much the canvas costs and how much the paint costs. But more importantly, that what they put on the canvas is not something that anybody else could do. It came directly from them. It came from their inner spirit, from their inner energy, and the universe was just helping them bring that to the canvas. And then just seeing all of that value, you understand the value of their work, and you're like driven crazy by the fact that they want to sell their canvases for $20. You're like, no, your canvas is worth, like, it is literally limitless. Like, there is no value to be put on this because your gifts are on here. So you're like, you need to see this, and you're like trying to shake that feeling into them. But it's time for you to do that to yourself because you've been undervaluing your own work so much, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're just a humble person, and you're not doing it out of a place of like self-loathing. You're just doing it out of a place of like, why me? Why should I be worth X amount of money? Why should I be able to put a price tag on my services that I give to the world when I would be totally comfortable giving them for free? And you don't need to do that anymore because people want to give back to you. They want an energetic exchange. And when you're giving all of this energy to them through your services and through your products, they want to give back to you so that they can feel good about it as well. They don't want to rip you off, and they don't want to have you ripping yourself off. So whether you are providing your physical art and you're creating things and you're crafting and people are like, okay, I want to pay you more because you're clearly underselling yourself, this is your time. This is your message from the universe that it is time to just accept that, and it is time to accept the gifts that the universe is trying to give you. If you're also a content creator and you are undervaluing yourself and you're just showing up on camera and you're so shy and you're afraid to sit in your light because you're like, who am I? Why should I have the audacity to go on camera and to preach or to be any kind of specific thing? Just know that there are people out there that are literally looking for everything that you have to offer right in this very minute. Like, there are people out there that want to see you and they want to see your most confident self. There's people that click on your videos and they're like, oh my goodness, like, I really just want this person to be confident. Like, I know there's so much more in them that they're just being insecure and they don't want to show. And I understand that there's that feeling of like, who am I to do this? But you are you, and you have this bright light inside of you. Like I've already said, like, you're so strong, and people need to see that strength, because the most impact that you can have is when you're working in your own light and you have that light shining on you so strong, the same way that you shine on everybody else. And that's what other people need to see from you. And this is your time. I know that you know exactly what kind of energy that you want to bring to the world. And I feel like you already have an inkling of what it is that you need to do. You feel like you need to do A, B, C, and D, but there's like this thing that's holding you back because you're like, still in the back of your head, why should I do this? Why me? Or what difference is it going to make if I actually do A, B, and C? And I'm just here to tell you that there is no shortcuts. It's time for you to do A, and B and C to get to D, and you're not in any rush. You don't need to be in any rush. The universe's timing for you is literally so divine. Everything happens in the exact timing for you. So I feel like you felt like you needed to start something way earlier to be successful, or you feel like there's this skill set that you really want to have. There's this new topic that you really want to study. There might even be like a college program that you want to take, and you've been telling yourself, maybe even for years and years and years, you've just like written it into your own brain that you are too old to even get started, and that there's so many other people that have been doing this for so much longer than you, that have all of these skill sets that they've been pursuing for so much longer, and who are you to try and start pursuing these things now? And I'm just here to tell you that this is the absolute divine timing for you. It's meant to happen for you right now. And even though it's meant for you right now, that still doesn't mean that you need to rush. You can take your time, just start working on point A, and I know that you already know what that is. And it doesn't matter whether it's your physical gifts that you're giving, whether you're crafting or painting, or whether you're giving spiritual gifts and you want to do a psychic reading or a tarot reading and you don't feel like you should be charging for that because it's spiritual work, but people want to give that money to you. And I feel like they want to give that value to you so that you can see it in yourself. But the problem is that you need to see that value in yourself before you can accept that money. You can accept those gifts from the universe, and you need to be able to see those gifts, and you need to be able to see your value and that you're worthy of accepting everything that the universe is giving you, and you're not taking anything. And I feel like that's something that you need to know, because I feel like you have this like subconscious belief that if people pay you for what you're worth, that you're actually stealing from them, or that you're taking from them. You feel like this sense of greediness. And I'm just here to tell you that if you're watching this video right now, you're hearing this message, that the universe is trying to tell you that you are not greedy, that you are not selfish. And like I was saying before, that you're the kind of person that everything that you receive, you're just immediately going to give right back into the universe anyways. So if the universe is giving you monetary gifts, and the universe is giving you the money to have like your dream space, or to move into an apartment on your own or something, that you're not being selfish with that. It's time for you to accept those gifts, because you can give back so much. Like, think of if you had your own place right now. If you're somebody that is like stuck feeling like, or you feel like you just don't energetically have your own space, maybe you're living with roommates or you're living with family members and you're not energetically feeling aligned with the space that you're living in, that just think of if you had your own place of solitude where you could create this energy field, you know that you would be able to give back to the community so much. And it's just going to be this cyclone and this continued cycle of energy. And the universe is going to continue bringing you gifts, and it's going to continue throwing you all of this positive, abundant energy. And it's your time to just accept it, because you know that you're going to give that energy back. You're going to donate to like anything that you feel passionate about. And I feel like you already know. Like, there's already a list of at least 3 different places in your brain that you would love to give money back, so that you can tangibly feel like you're helping out the same way that the universe has helped you. But even just like, not even money-wise, just energetically. And money, honestly, is just an exchange of energy. Like, people work for their money. They pour their energy in. They get the energy. It turns into money. The money is given to somebody else, and you're giving your energy to them in exchange for whatever they're giving to you. So you're not taking anything. You are not greedy. You are not selfish. But just energetically, you are ready to give back to the world. And because you are right now entering this period of actual divine strength, you are able to take that divine strength and give that back to the universe. Whether you're going to be that inspiration for people, or that guiding light, or that warm hug, whatever it is that you have, you already know what it is, and you're ready to give it, and it lives inside of you at all times. It's just whenever you actually choose to activate it, like, you feel like you go through this roller coaster, and that the universe is just throwing stuff at you, and that life is happening to you. But that's not how it works. You know that this energy and this strength is inside you. It never went anywhere. It's actually your choice when you're going to bring it out, and you make that choice. You may feel inspired by something, but that triggers you to make the choice that you're going to give back, and that you're going to use your strength again, and you're going to stand in your strength. And you don't need to wait. You don't need to wait any longer. You don't need to wait for any kind of trigger. This message is coming to you because this is your time, and I feel like you already know that. And now you're prepared. Like, you know that you can make that choice, and you can step right into your strength again. And this is your time to do it. And I feel like that is about it for this message. So just, I hope that this message reached the right people, and that if you heard this message right now, that it was everything that resonates with you because of the truth within it. And yeah, I love you guys so much.